What's going on, nerds? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a prediction video today. My name is JD. Prediction video is for Farfetch'd, the Pokemon with no evolution. It's actually the first non-evolution Pokemon, single-stage Pokemon that I've done a playthrough of in the prediction for. So, let's go over the stats for this single-stage Pokemon. HP is 52, Attack is 65, Defense is 55, Special is 58, and Speed is 60. So, pretty evenly distributed. No stat is really head and shoulders above than any other. Attack is the highest stat, but that's not much higher than its speed, and so on and so forth. So, stats are pretty good. So, in the beginning of the game, that's going to be great. In the late game, maybe not as much. But since we don't have an evolution, at least in this generation, I think there's an evolution in future generations, or they have like a regional variant, we can move right on to the moveset. The moveset of this Pokemon is actually not bad for what it is. So, this is classified as a normal flying Pokemon, which is unique because we get a lot of flying type and normal type, but never both. This is considered both. Peck is a stab move we start the game with, 35 base power, so you get 17.5 added to that, so it's about a 52.5 base power move. Not bad. Accuracy is 100 with that, a lot of power points. So that'll be good for leveling up because we'll level up very fast in the game because in Vermilion Forest, a lot of bugs. We're super effective against bugs, so easy knockouts. We also get Sand Attack, which not really too useful, because nothing we have, we're going to need the Sand Attacks. Maybe our rival, maybe we get a little bit of revenge on the Dirty Bird Pidgey. Leer we get at 7, that'll help lower the opposition's defense. Not really a big deal for anything other than Brock. Fury Attack we get at 15, that's probably when we're going to take on Brock as level 15, because a combination of Peck and Fury Attack and Leer will help us prevail. Fury Attack, this is why it's unique, is also normal type, and since we're normal flying, we get a stab. So 15 base power, so it's about 22.5 base power when you factor in stab. The only downside to Fury Attack is it's 85 accuracy, but the upside is this attack hits at between 2 and 5 times. So it can do a lot of damage. At level 23, we get Swords Dance. So this is one of the few Pokemon that naturally learn Swords Dance. It's not a TM. You can learn it as TM, but it naturally learns Swords Dance. So by level 23, probably before even Misty's gym, we can boost our stats, our attack, to be able to beat Misty if need be. 31, we get Agility, so we probably won't use Agility because we have Swords Dance. And then Slash is a 70 base power move, 100% accurate, and with our stab included, it's 115 base power. So, or 105 base power. So not bad. It's weird that we get this move because Swords Dance and Slash don't go well together. And you'll see why in the video whenever I do the playthrough. But basically, Swords Dance is a badge boost, so it ups your attack. And Slash gets critical hits a lot. And the problem with that is critical hits ignore your stab boost. So that's why it doesn't go well together. But Peck would probably go very well with it and other moves that are via TM. So let's move on to the TM move set. So for the first time, really in any playthrough, Razor Wind would actually be a decent move. Razor Wind is a 2-turn move, but is 80 power, so being a normal type move, it's 120 base power. 75% accurate, so it's not very accurate, so that's why I've always shied away from it. But 120 base power, and I think we can get this relatively early in the game. It is enticing, to say the least. Swords Dance, we can learn, so if we need to delete Swords Dance, we can always relearn it. Whirlwind, Toxic, neither one of those are really useful. Body Slam is very useful when we get to that point in the game. 85 base power, so 42.5, so it's at 127 base power. 100% accurate, has that possibility of paralyzing, so very good. Takedown and Double Edge are pretty much the same move, one's just more accurate than the other, but both do recoil, and Double Edge is more accurate and does more damage, so it's the better of the two moves. Rage, probably not going to use Rage, even though it is stab. Mimic will become in handy because we don't have a lot of coverage with this Pokemon, so Mimic will compensate for that lack of coverage. Double Team, Reflect, Bide. Double Team's outlawed. Reflect can be useful, won't be useful with this Pokemon, but can be useful. Bide will probably be taught, even though we have a very good moveset early. Peck and Fury Attack. Bide would be a third move that could skip over accuracy checks for us, so I'm sure there's use for it. Swift is a 60 base power move, but again, a normal type Pokemon, we can use it, so it's 90 base power. and it doesn't miss. It doesn't miss at all. Skull Bash, it's 100% base, 100 base power, so it's 150 base power move with 100% accuracy, but it's 2 turns. So a lot of these moves are 2 turns. That's one of the downside to a lot of flying type moves. Like for example, we don't get Sky Attack with this Pokemon for some reason, but Sky Attack is a 2-turn move. It's very powerful. If you have it, it's very powerful, but it's 2 turns. Razor Wind is 2 turns. Fly is probably a move we'll go with because it's 70 base power and it's 105 accuracy, or 105 base power with Stab. But it's 2 turns as well. The only thing is with this one, it has a higher accuracy than the other ones. So Skull Bash actually gives you 100% accuracy. But Fly is one of the few flying type moves where if it takes 2 turns, you can't get attacked on the turn it's flying the first turn. So that's where Fly has a slight advantage over the other Pokemon or other flying moves, I should say. Let's move on to the moves, the rules of the playthrough. 1, we can only use Farfetch'd in battle, or we can use other Pokemon for TMs or HMs, and to catch Pokemon for HMs. Running clock, except for 3 exceptions. Lieutenant Surge's Gym. We can buy stuff from the Pokemarts and do some errands that aren't part of the plot of the game, so to speak. And in 3, which we won't use this, but 3 is if we need to buy a move from the Rocket Game Corner, we can pause the timer, sell a bunch of coins. You can only sell 50 coins at a time in Gen 1. So we can't buy 500 at a time like you can in Gen 2 and on. And also no glitches in this playthrough. There's no Pokédoll glitch, there's no Mew glitch, there's no Missingo glitch. So speaking of glitches, I do have a bunch of shorts on this channel, and there is a series of them that actually go over all these glitches. So if you want to know what they are, go check out my shorts. No items in battle. I've gotten pretty loose on this when it comes to ethers, but everything else, nothing else can be used. A revive, a potion, an X attack, an X defend, none of those things. While I'm here, go ahead and subscribe. Also check out my Instagram and my Twitter account, JD's Nerdverse and JD's _nerd_verse. It helps the channel out a lot. It also, you get uploads. I also comment on about movies, about TV shows, about other video games, and things like that. It's a really interactive thing on Twitter. So yeah, so let's go back to the prediction part of the video. So my prediction for this Pokemon, it's actually probably going to do better than Fearow. So Fearow was like just at 2 hours, or Spearow and Fearow were just at 2 hours. I think Farfetch'd will do better. I think its moves, and when I'm seeing when it gets moves, will compensate. Now, I do feel there's a handful of places where we're going to have some hang-ups. I don't think Brock's Gym will be too much of a hang-up. I think even though we have a flying type move, it's going to be better than just having a normal type move. So I think that'll be okay. Misty's Gym will be a problem. Lieutenant Surge will be a problem, but we'll have a lot of moves to counter that. Body Slam is a stab move, so we'll be able to use Body Slam to counter Lieutenant Surge, and we'll probably outspeed him too. And then looking forward from there, the maybe Giovanni. Giovanni could be tricky. You also have Boomer the Hiker could be tricky. But those are the only places I think to be hang-ups. And like I said, by the time I get to like Giovanni, I'm going to have access to other things. And by the second the gym leader Giovanni, I'll have Mimic to be able to mimic Earthquake to take out his team. So I already have that strategy in place. Really the one hang-up we're going to have, the number one hang-up, is going to be Lorelei. Lorelei is Ice type. We are flying normal. She will use Ice types every stinking time. Now, here's the difference between us and other bird types. Is our Pokemon can we can use Swords Dance. None of the other bird Pokemon I've used have used Swords Dance. So we can compensate ourselves pretty well for that lack of move. Or for we can compensate ourselves for that lack of typing and the unbalanced typing we're going to have against Lorelei with Swords Dance. The thing is, we just got to be able to be very smart about it, because I don't know if Aurora Beam will be a one-hit knockout or not, so we might have to be strategic about when we do this. And we can also mimic Amnesia after we knock out the first 2 Pokemon. So I've already got those strategies in place, and I'm figuring that out. But I think we'll be okay. I think this will be... It'll probably be faster than Spirit. It won't be fast like some of our fastest runs by far. But I think we'll get this knocked out in about an hour and 40, an hour and 50 minutes. Somewhere in that range. Maybe faster. Maybe I'm just underestimating this Pokemon. But I don't see a massive amount of areas where we're going to have too much struggle. I think there will be struggles. Don't get me wrong. It's a bird normal type. And We have to keep Peck and Fly and all those things to deal with ghosts, but I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. I'm very confident in that. So that's the prediction of this. Is I can get it done in between an hour and 4 and an hour and 45 or hour and 50 minutes. That's my goal. I would like to get it done in an hour and 35 minutes. That'd be the ultimate goal. But I know how bird types are in Gen 1, and this one having normal type stuff really does help. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to compensate for that. So that's my video. Look out for Friday. We're going to have the actual playthrough on Friday. So let me know what you think. Comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good jazz. And I'll see you on Friday. Have a good one.